Hello, my good Judies on YouTube. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We're doing a collective reading based around the full moon today. The full moon, for anybody who did not catch my post, for the full moon is going to be Scorpio. And a little extra tidbit, it will be squaring off with Pluto, right? Squaring off with Pluto in Aquarius. So that square, it's going to create like a great opportunity to release anything that's not servicing us, right? And we can release that anytime during any full moon, right? Full moons are generally great for releasing things, but the sign of Scorpio is very significant. And this is our first full moon after an eclipse season, you know what I mean, with Aries. North Node is still in Aries, so there's a lot of like powerful Martian energy. You know what I mean? There's a lot of powerful Martian energy where we can like destroy, get things done physically, viscerally with our bodies, with our masculine energy, and just really like restructure some things, right? Again, Pluto is very deep, it's very intense. Shame, guilt, Pluto, which is also ruled by Scorpio. Shame, guilt, defense mechanisms, trauma, triggers, you know what I mean? So if there's any like coping mechanisms, any traumas, any bad habits that are not servicing you, any relationships, literally anything, right? I was saying that like this is a really good full moon to take some time to really like journal about those things, right? Journal like what you don't like about them, but this is what's really good about Scorpio energy. It's really good for transmuting and changing things, like taking in and absorbing the bad and changing it into something positive that's good, you know, that transmutation process, you know? Yeah, so when you're journaling and you're thinking about your traumas, your triggers, your bad habits, your addictions, your coping mechanisms, again, anything that you know like needs to be purged and like just gotten out of your system, also take some time to realize or to think about, you know, what is this doing for me? Is this making me feel better? Is this a distraction? What's the feeling that's good? You know, is it like is there like a sort of like intimacy? Is there a sort of escape? Do I feel like I'm in control? What is the benefit and why are you engaging in that thing? Oh my gosh, my eye. Right? Because acknowledging and paying attention to the positives and the negatives, right? The negatives that you need to cleanse and purge away, but the positives, like it's all just energy. You know what I mean? If you can take the positive and use that as an anchor to funnel that into another relationship, into another connection, into another hobby, into something else that you know is for your highest and greatest good, that will just make that journaling process that much better. Right? And again, if you want to do any full moon rituals, I highly support it. This is just coming to me right now. If you want to do a ritual, get that bad list and get that good list. Like actually separate out. Like let's say that the habit is smoking, right? The habit is smoking. And then on the you like I do this, you know, because when I'm stressed out at work, it makes me feel better. But I know it's bad for my body. It's bad for my lungs. You know what I mean? It's a temporary fix. My job stresses me out, but it doesn't. It relieves the stress, which you might put on the good list, but it's not actually good for me. You know what I mean? On the good list, it makes me feel in control. It makes me feel like I'm releasing energies that aren't good for me. It's a good way for me to step outside and to step away from the work environment. You know what I mean? And with the things on that bad list, the things that are on that bad list, you're going to take that and you're going to burn that. Burn it and visualize it incinerating, and then the energy turning into like positive light, positive energy, and then that positive energy is going to start to disperse and emanate and spread around you. With that positive list, you actually want to find a new hobby. You know, that could be like meditation. That could maybe even doing like herbal smokes. You know what I mean? That could be going for walks. That could be, hell, I want to get a new job. Whatever that next positive thing is, you actually want to take it to a plant. They're telling me about an aloe plant right now. Take it, fold it together, write your name on it, fold it towards you, you know, name, date it, fold it towards you 6 times. And then put it into the soil of a plant and just take care of that plant. Yeah, the watering, speaking love and light and excitement into that plant is going to help that manifestation, which is essentially what it is, grow. Yeah, but now that we're done with that little ritual they decided to give me, let's get into this collective reading. Hello, ancestors, spirit guides, and angels. You know that my intention, my eyes still bothering me, is to align people with their highest and truest selves, and to align us with healing and joy. Yes. Please take some time to like sit with your inner wisdom and ask your ancestors, spirit guides, and angels to connect you with your higher wisdom. Ashe. I ask that you bless our minds, our bodies, and our spirits, and give us the gifts of wisdom and discernment, and protect us as I channel these messages from the Most High to the collective that will be receiving it. Let's get into it, yeah? What is it that the Most High would like this collective to know? Yeah. So something isn't panning out. Something isn't panning out. We have the Ten of Cups in reverse, the Page of Pentacles in reverse. We're saying like a seed, like somebody, some of us were like planting a seed, or like there's a seed that's been planted in us, and this may not be a seed that was planted by us. It might have been planted by society or by somebody else. Excuse me, truth, but this seed, it's actually causing us like depression or emotion or turmoil, right? And again, like this energy is like branching off in a bunch of different ways. So like take it how it resonates. But this seed, you know what I mean? Some of us, we actually had like big ideas or visions or like dreams or aspirations on how this seed was going to bloom and grow, but it's just not panning out that way. In our physical reality, specifically around how we spend our time. Hey, Harry. Specifically around how we spend our time, it's not working. And we're tired. The Strength card in reverse, we can do it. We can continue to do it, but at what cost? Thank you, Yusuf. Shout out to the moderators. I appreciate y'all. Right? And the divine is also saying that like whatever the seed is, whatever this habit, the way that we're spending our time is, we've gotten everything that we were going to get out of it. No tea, no shade. The river has run dry. It is a wrap. 2 of Wands in reverse, 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Hey, Nick, how you doing, baby? 5 of Pentacles in reverse. And it's never going to reach the 10. It's never going to reach the 10, baby. So sorry. So sorry. Because Yusuf got 35 different accounts. That's Yusuf's problem. Ooh, how did it go? What movie y'all go see? You see, y'all got me distracted. Hangman in reverse. Hangman in reverse. It's time to let it go. Surrender, surrender, surrender. And like we talk about, there are just like things that we talk about in the spiritual community all the time. And one of those things is surrender. Just like I was saying earlier, like releasing things on full moons, releasing things that don't serve us. You know what I mean? But it's just because it's so true. It's just because it's so true. Like the modern world has convinced us that we need to be in control of every single thing in our life, and that releasing process can actually be like really effortless. You know what I mean? And then like the releasing, it's not necessarily pushing things away, saying, I don't need this anymore, and throwing it out and throwing it to the farthest corner of the world. Sometimes it could just be like, before you engage with the thing, sitting and meditating and asking your inner wisdom, how do I really feel about this? Why am I doing this? Am I doing this because I really need to be doing it? Or am I doing it just because it's familiar and it makes me feel like I'm in control? Or whatever it is, fill in the blank, you know what I mean? But that sitting and that meditating, bringing awareness to the thing will help you change the vibration. And once you have that awareness, it's a lot more easier to focus your attention on something else. That's a scary movie, right? Abigail. Who Abigail? Bring me that epidural. Abigail. Vampire ballerina. Abigail, girl. Was it good? What else is it that the Most High have for this collective? I'm so sorry. Y'all know I'm all over the place and distracted, this, that, and the third. Who's watching on YouTube? Who watching on YouTube? Drop me something in the comment section if you tuning in on YouTube. Let me know if you're gonna go see Abigail. I don't watch scary movies. I'm too scary. I will watch a good ghost story every once in a while, but it has to be watched in the daytime. The Divine is giving a little sassy. The Terror movie looks terrible. No tea, no shade. Because they just, like, the Terror movie looks terrible because they're just throwing whatever meaning they want to throw on top of them tarot cards. They were saying something about the magician is you gonna be confused or misled. I'm like, girl. The Seven of Cups was right there. The Seven of Swords was right there. You know what I mean? Exactly, Nick. They just threw whatever they wanted to throw on top of them tarot cards. They didn't do a lick of research. Not a lick of research. Anyway. Tangent over. Because them not even difficult things to... Right, the way that they did the Hermit. Like... It's just so ghetto. What else is it that the Most High wants us to know right now? The girls want tarot to be so spooky spooky so bad. That's what I'm saying. And you don't even have to get actual readers to do it, but just like if you're going to be in the writer's room, just ask somebody who does tarot. There's too many people who read tarot nowadays. I'm gonna make a tangent. We could sidestep a little bit. There's too many people who read tarot. There's too many psychic metaphysical shops for any writer's room to just get to writing scripts and to be ignorant. It wasn't ignorant, it was ignorant. I don't like that. I don't like that. Because if it was the Bible, the girls would have been biblically accurate. They would have been historically accurate. But just because it's the tarot, the girls want to play all up in your face. Don't do that. Okay, when your Tinder date looks different in person, what that got to do with the movie for real? Okay, I done went off the deep end. The Divine, pull me on back. Pull me on back. Back to our regular scheduled programming. The Divine would also like us to know that whatever this seed is, they keep going back to this seed. The seed is not blooming. The seed is not blooming. And no tea, no shade, because like they're saying that the seed initially wasn't faulty. The seed, the issue with the seed is that like we don't necessarily possess the wisdom and the necessary nutrients in our environment haven't come through. And if those things do not continue to come through, the seed is going to die. And the Divine is like, it's just time to plant a new seed, right? Tower card. You know what I mean? The Divine is saying they didn't already blew up the spot. They didn't already said that the seed wasn't working, but some of us were still holding on to seed. We're still holding on to seed because some of us, it's really tricky because some of us still have faith. Page of Swords in reverse, High Priestess in reverse. I've never seen these cards operate this way, but energetically, it's like, well, I don't know what the future is going to hold. It can still happen. You know what I mean? But all the while, the Divine has been sending us signs and messages to start again, to try something else. Not my man seed. Ashlyn? Not you want to see it while we go on TikTok. Because if I watch the movie while on TikTok, I'm going to act ignorant. I'm going to be like, oh, girl. I'm going to be talking ish in the movie theater. Right? But some of us, we have like The divine is saying there is such a thing as faith, but there's also such a thing as stubbornness. And some of us were being stubborn. Some of us are being stubborn. Can we get, I'm not supposed to go back and forth with you, Ashley. Can we get an action plan, please, and thank you? What is it that the Most High would like us to do moving forward? Justice card in reverse. Identify what is logical and what it just makes sense to be cut away and what to be cut off. The divine is saying, and it's really interesting, right? With this Ace of Swords in reverse, like there's gonna be, we're gonna need to meditate. We're gonna need to meditate, right? The divine is saying that there's gonna be the urge or maybe even the habit. The divine is saying it's really habitual for some of us to like rationalize some of our bad habits. You know what I mean? To make sense of these things that we know we need to let go of. No, don't treat me right. I'll just keep them in my back pocket, right? Instead of having a clean cutoff, right? I'm doing well. How are you doing? The divine is saying, don't do that, because like some of us, when we do that rationalizing, that thought process of why to keep something around, or maybe even our subconscious will just jump in and try to keep this thing in our life as a way of self-protection, right? Right? The divine is saying meditate. Don't pay that no mind. Meditate and go journal about what it is you want to receive, and not just what it is, Empress card, that you want to receive, what it is you deserve to receive. What do you deserve holistically? If you were going to get everything that you want and everything that you deserve, what would that look like? And then the divine wants us to know that there's no sacrifices. There's nothing that you have to do in the interim. There's nothing that you ever. Anything else? Chick-fil-A sauce? The biggest issue here is that some of us, we just want to do whatever it is that we want to do. King of Wands in reverse, Nine of Wands in reverse, Queen of Wands in reverse, Seven of Wands in reverse. There's a lot going on, and some of us, we're stubborn. Some of us, we want to do whatever the it is that we want to do, and can't nobody tell us nothing. But the hesitance to surrender, the hesitance to co-create with what the universe is giving you, to the hesitance to co-create with your highest and greatest self, is what you know is wise and good and best for you. Not just what feels good, but what is best for you. Some of us, we don't want to encounter the challenge of making certain sacrifices. You know what I mean? And the divine is saying that is actually causing you to be exhausted. And some of us, we're pretending as if we're not exhausted, but you are. Lemonade, all right? But you are exhausted. And you have the strength right now, but will you have the strength forever? Who knows? Can we get Oracle cards? This one is going to be for the money in the career life. Money in career. First one that came out is balance. You need to balance your career in your personal life. Honesty and business ethics are important to establish business credibility in your work environment. And then enterprise. It's time to get into business. Let's get down to business. It's time to get into business. You are ready to take the challenge and to be your own boss. Your experience is enough to create your enterprise. Right? Meditate on these and only take what resonates. As always, if it don't apply, let it fly. And then North Star. You're facing the future with your excitement as you follow your dreams and embrace your passions in life. You are now directed to your life's purpose. North Star, taking us back to the star card. And again, this full moon is squaring off with Pluto in Aquarius, and Aquarius is connected to the star card. The Most High just wants me to bring that up because, like, we can have what it is that we want, right? But the divine wants us to know that we just have to be open to receiving it in unconventional ways. Yeah. Not unhealthy, unconventional ways, but in unconventional ways. Stop doing things that you feel like you're obligated to do or that you have to do, and be completely open to cutting things off and saying, this isn't working with me anymore. An enterprise, let's look it up. I think that like an enterprise, like if you wanted to buy like a McDonald's branch, like a McDonald's building, that would be that's a franchise. Let's see what an enterprise is. I was getting my definitions mixed up. Enterprise. Definition. A project or undertaking, typically one that is difficult or requires effort. 2, a business or company. So this could be a business or a company or anything that requires like a lot of effort. What messages do we have for the lovers? Lemonade, all right. One more for the lovers. You'll find what you seek. You will find what you seek. If you've ever suddenly found and been loved by someone, amazing, awesome, fun, and fantastic, chances are astronomically you will again. If you haven't yet found such a first person, chances are astronomically that you will. It's up to you, the universe. And you're very welcome, Ashley. Have to mean near. Some are better to love at a distance, for a while anyway, and that's okay. Besides, love doesn't really know the difference. Tally ho, the universe. Okay. The Most High wants me to get 2 more cards, and that will wrap up this collective reading. But again, if this is resonating or any way, don't forget to double tap that screen or share this live session with a friend so that more people can get value out of this. And yeah, I'm always open. Uh-oh. Give me 2 seconds. The battery's about to die. Well, the battery's fine here on YouTube. Benefits of the YouTubes. Okay, so we should be better now on TikTok. We should be better now on TikTok. And I was just getting ready to say, if you would like a reading after this, please join along. The link is in my bio if you want to get a reading. Readings are starting at $20 if you would like one. Alternatively, you can subscribe to my Patreon, right? That'll get you 1 free mini reading a week. It's worth the value. You could be paying $20 or $6 a month. Choice is yours. Is there anything else? I think that's all. Oh yeah, I just got to get us another oracle card before we wrap this up. Oh, and if you want a private reading, you can do that as well. You know what I mean? If you want a recorded reading, if you want private time with me, whenever you want me, not a quick mini reading here on TikTok, that's another option. But let's get into it. Yeah. What other cards would you like this collective to have? Please and thank you. Okay, we got 2. Valerian keeps coming up. We got 44, Valerian acceptance, and 31, cannabis detachment. Ooh, that's a really good word. We love detachment. And this is Saturn. This is Saturn and Neptune. Look at this. This card is beautiful, y'all. Do y'all see this? That's beautiful, y'all. Lemonade, all right. 31. Upright. Detachment, deep contemplation, freedom, freedom from pain body, inner calm, and immunity. No, you can just subscribe to the first tier. The subscription alone, and then another thing, the subscription alone will get you access to the free mini readings. I'm not 100% sure how it's broken up, but I'm also going to start doing Patreon exclusive readings. So if you want one of those, it's going to be a Patreon exclusive like collective reading. I'll be using the Celtic Cross just to do us like a month ahead reading. But let me go back to this. Reversed, numb, disassociation, neglect, chronic pain, not seeing a way out, trapped and unsettled. And then the astrological ruler is Saturn and Neptune. Again, this like detachment and this freedom from the pain body. Again, like those deep, heavy emotions, you know what I mean? That's so scorpionic in nature, right? And there's something about like cutting a cord or just being able to detach, which I feel like is just going to be so beautiful and very useful for us to tap into. You know what I mean? Energetic transmutation. Okay. Well, let me read this. I'm a little much. It's $6, but let me read the guidance. Saturn is said to be the lord of time and space and the lord of karma. Although often called the great malefic, Saturn is much more than what we experience in third dimensional reality. The space-time continuum is a system that encompasses third dimensional reality as we know it, said to be ruled by Saturn. Yet the transcendence of this reality is the freedom from Saturn, depicted by its polarity, Neptune. When the angels of time and space are respected, Saturn, they bless us with freedom and the ability to transcend, Neptune. The cycles of the pain body. If you feel restless, anxious, trapped in your own body, or having trouble sleeping, cannabis is here to remind you to cultivate inner calm. Breathe deeply. Go for a walk in nature. Immerse yourself in meditation. Take naps and creatively cultivate practices that soften the unsettled aspects of your being. Don't succumb to to do not succumb to quick fix solutions when it comes to decompressing, as it often leads to self-neglect and disassociation. This is exactly what I was saying in the astrological breakdown. This is it. You know what I mean? Those things that are easy to access that give us a little bit of like joy, a little bit of relief, a little bit of stress release. Those aren't actually what we're looking for. We're all looking for something much deeper than that. Tune deeply into the energetics of this ancient ally and learn to transcend the cycles of self-induced pain. And this is also tying me back to the fact that Saturn and Neptune are both in the sign of Pisces, which also rules surrender. You know what I mean? When we just think about these trines, right? Okay, thank you, Ashlyn. When we think about these trines, we're actually able to when we're able to like use Scorpio to transmute energies, and then once they've been transmuted and we've put them to something positive, all the extra energy begins to dissipate and like diffuse, and then we surrender that up to Neptunian and Piscean energies where they're recycled. You know what I mean? They're recycled into the ethers to be, you know, to kind of go through the cycle again. So that was very beautiful. I'm very happy that they brought that card through. The other one that we have, Valerian. We also have Valerian. And this is acceptance. And this looks like it's ruled by Neptune as well. Okay, upright. Order, loosening, acceptance, embracing imperfection, persistence, and flow. Reversed. Triggerability, overly ambitious, self-criticism, perfectionism, self-judgment, and the astrological ruler is Neptune. The guidance. Valerian supports us by widening our trigger points and helping us to zoom out of a situation that might be overloading you with anxiety or stress. Remember, go easy on yourself and don't push yourself too hard to meet your goals. Valerian remedies the Valerian remedies the internal parts of ourselves that can embody mouse energy when we're overly analytical and judgmental and in high trigger mode. The message here is to take measure. Although your foundation can be established with great order, there is a certain amount of flow needed in order to enjoy creativity and growth. Don't exhaust yourself in the details. Embrace your imperfections. And pairing this, with the desire to release things into the ethers, kind of what the divine is like calling me to talk about right now is that, like, again, don't be overly perfect and don't be overly judgmental to yourself, right? All these like watery, all these like very like watery energies, like Scorpio and Pisces, they need time to emotionally ruminate and to energetically change and shift and flow. That flow process, it is not quick. You know what I mean? Don't think that just because you got a reading and the reading said, okay, let all that BS go, that, excuse me, truth burp, that you're going to wake up tomorrow, make it the decision, and then it's all going to be gone. There's still things that have to happen in your pain body. There are still things that have to happen on an energetic level. You know what I mean? There are still like realizations that you have to come through, accept, and then release. And that can be a process. That can be as short as 3 days or as long as 3 years, right? But what matters most is that you make the decision to release it and continue to work at it. You know what I mean? Once you've committed yourself to a certain decision or a certain path, 3223, this is happening on the 23rd. Those numbers have kind of been following me around. If you're looking for scriptures to read, I highly recommend reading Psalms 23 and 32. Anyway, but yeah, that can go from 3 days to 3 years. But it's important that once you make the decision that you stick at it and you pray and you have faith and you do the work. And even if you do falter a little bit, don't beat yourself up. Just know that the best thing that you can do for yourself is make the decision, to release the things that are no longer servicing you. Yes, my loves. Okay, that concludes today's collective reading. That's all I have for you. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to join me over on TikTok because we're going to do a couple of like personal readings. If you want to get one of those, again, you can get one free mini reading a week by subscribing to my Patreon. Alternatively, for 616, you can go and send 15, 20, or $25 over to my Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Again, all those links are in my bio. We're going to start doing those. Don't forget to follow me here and hit the notification bell because even if you don't catch me on live, this video is recorded on YouTube, so you can watch it whenever you need to. Yeah, but that's all I have for you. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Okay.